we're live.
3, 2, 1.
Here we are back again.
Thank you for calling the toll-free number for gospelbillboards.org. For English, press 1.
Great.
Para español, marque 3. To speak with someone on our phone team about your questions or spiritual needs, press 0. Para español. If you know the extension number of the phone team member you would like to speak with, you may dial it at any time. Otherwise, you may hold for the next available team member. This call may be recorded.
I'm on the phone.
Okay.
Please listen to a brief explanation of truth while we connect your call.
I'm glad they do this. It's better than
Have you
elevator
ever
music.
asked yourself these questions? Can I really know what is true? What will happen to me after I die? Who is Jesus? These are very important questions, and it is crucial to know the right answers. If we don't, we will miss our purpose for being here on the earth, and we will not be prepared to meet God when we pass from this life. Be assured, Jesus cares about you and wants you. Good afternoon. My name is Brennan. I'm with Gospel Billboards. How are you today?
Hey, what was your name one more time?
Brenton.
Brenton. Hey, this is Wilson. How you doing today?
Great, Wilson.
Thanks.
Did you see one of our billboards?
I did, you know, and I had a lot of questions, and I figured I'd just call.
Okay, very good. So I'll try to do my best to answer a question or make a comment.
Okay. So I have this buddy of mine, right? And I'm a little worried about his soul. He listens to a lot of like heavy metal. I wouldn't say he's like outwardly satanic, but some of it kind of encroaches on that. And I'm just wondering how I can, if he's in danger of, you know, like losing his way, even if he enjoys this stuff, even if it's not, you know, the most serious kind of, you know, he's not participating in rituals or anything. He just likes the music. So I was curious what you would suggest.
Well, you know, it's obvious that when we expose ourselves to a certain element, it becomes somewhat ingrained within our mind, no matter what it is. If we're an auto mechanic, we think like an auto mechanic, not like a doctor. If we are a construction individual, we don't think like a plumber. We think like a carpenter. When we expose ourselves to heavy metal music, then that is going to become ingrained within our mind. And, you know, I'm just going to refer back. You've asked me a valid question. I'm going to give you my own personal testimony because I'm 67 years old. I grew up in California when I was young, an hour from San Francisco, and I engaged that rock music of the 60s and 70s. And there are still some of those things today, I will say, that haunt me because a lot of that music has a specific culture associated with it, and it has to do with addiction and drugs, sexual immorality, non-respect to other people. And so when we allow that to come within us, it does, and scientifically, it is proven that the things we think about, they make, what do they call it, pathways in our brain, shortcuts in our brain that trigger emotions and thoughts. Now, if you want to live for Christ, then you need to make pathways that are true and right and just and pure. And we can do that. We have that ability, but it becomes our choice. So we can listen to, I do like to listen to music, but I listen to a cappella gospel singing. That means no musical accompaniment. It's just men and women voices, and I enjoy that.
Okay. So would you recommend me having a talk with him about quitting this, like listening to this music, or because I don't want to feel like I'm encroaching upon his life and his decision
Right.
making.
How old is he?
77? 76, 77, something like that.
So he's an old guy like me.
Yeah. But he's my best friend
than
in the world. I've known him a really long time. I love him like a brother.
How old are you?
I am 25.
Okay. Well, if he doesn't want to change, you can talk all night and all day.
Yeah.
And it's not going to make any difference.
Yeah.
He is going to want to have to change. In fact, if you approach him and he really doesn't have it in his heart to do so, you'll probably drive a wedge between you and him.
I don't want to do that.
But there is a point in life, Wilson, when you must stand for what the real truth is.
Okay.
And that's totally up to you now. You have to make that choice. So, there is one thing that you could do is if you're with your friend and he's listening to that music, make a suggestion to listen to something else without any malice of intent or anger in your voice. Something that is more acceptable. But I think we have to realize that music, I have always liked country and Western music.
Mm-hmm.
I like the ballads. I like the stories.
Oh, okay.
Because many times those stories reflect on life and how we look at life.
What about Robert Earl Keen's "The Party Never Ends"?
I'm not familiar with that.
Really? Oh, it's such a great song.
I'm kind of an old school country Western, if I ever do listen to country and Western.
Oh, like 40s and 50s?
Oh, yeah. Again, I like to listen to more solo type voices without a lot of musical accompaniment.
Oh, okay.
So, I would encourage your friend, I myself, just to be very honest with you, that heavy metal music only gives me a headache.
Okay.
That's really what it does for me. It just bogs me down.
It's like emotionally taxing.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I don't enjoy it.
Okay.
I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
But I know there are people that do. But like I said, engage your mind in the right manner.
Okay.
And those are the things that will come to the forefront of your memory, and you'll react to them differently. I would just tell you this: after I kind of came out of that culture back in the 60s and 70s, it took me a while, and I'm saying several years, to, I don't know whether you want to say escape it or change my mind, to condition my mind. There's a lot of comments you could make that way.
Mm-hmm.
That really wasn't what I wanted. Led Zeppelin. You know who Led Zeppelin is?
Oh, yeah.
I saw Led Zeppelin live one time.
What year?
1970, maybe.
Whoa.
69 or 70. Oakland Coliseum, packed, tight. Full house. And when we left there, it took me a couple of days to get my head even.
I bet.
Thinking normal.
Right.
That's what that type of music does to you.
It causes like a dissociative state.
Yeah, well, when we walked out of there, none of us could actually hear. That's probably why my hearing's getting poor today.
Oh, yeah.
Is from all of that. That, you know, there used to be a, I don't mean to dwell on this, so don't misinterpret my comments here, but
That's okay.
there was a concert hall in New York City and one in San Francisco. Bill Graham, not the evangelist Bill Graham, but the rock promoter Bill Graham. Fillmore West, Fillmore East.
Yep.
Every weekend he had name bands with 2 or 3 other people following and, you know, preceding the big name.
Yeah, the openers.
And the openers, yeah. You know, that was something that we did quite a bit. And now I'm going to make a comment that might be hard for you to believe, but I truly mean it. I can look back today. I can truly say I wish I'd have never been exposed to it.
Really? Even the lessons
Yeah.
it taught you?
Well, I realize that is part of my background, so I'm not lamenting the fact that I don't have remorse, but I'm just saying I could have survived without that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's a better comment, you know.
Because it sounds
could
like it
probably come
taught you
through
a
it
lot
with-
about yourself. Despite it being maybe a negative influence on the current time, it sounds like it taught you a lot about yourself moving forward.
Well, I think that's probably right, but there are many things that I could have done that would have been better, that could probably have allowed me to mature sooner, mentally, emotionally, than what that did.
Right.
So, you know, we make choices in life. That is the one thing that God has given us, is free will choice. If we want to go to McDonald's or we want to go to Arby's, nobody's going to tell us. We can go whichever one we want. Or if you want to go to Taco Bell. And probably there's not a lot of right and wrong involved in any 3 of those. But what if you go to, I'll say, a bar that is very indecent? The influence that has on your life will be much more tragic than going to McDonald's and buying some chicken nuggets and French fries.
I gotcha. Yeah, I find them in bars a lot. I have to go and
So
drag them out of there.
Expose yourself to good things. Life will be much easier. There'll be much less stress and more pleasure. Now, I'm talking about real, true pleasure. Sin has its pleasure. There's no doubt about that. But it's very short term, and it's never going to be eternal. Sinful pleasure, the only thing you're going to get out of sinful pleasure in this life, if you continue it till you die, and I'm going to be very blunt, is going to be hell.
Wow.
I believe in heaven and hell.
Not sure if my friend does. He likes the band though.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
So, Wilson, where do you live? What state do you live in?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Oh, okay. I live in Kansas.
Oh, okay.
You know, if you're interested, I would be more than glad to send you a free package on a little bit of spiritual inspiration about what we've talked about. I would need a postal address. I'm not pushing, I'm just offering.
Oh, I've been truck driving for a long time, so I just kind of live in the truck. I don't have a postal address. I'm off the grid, as it were.
Well, that's fine.
Spreading the news of God one pallet at a time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, Wilson, you know, again, I encourage you. The one thing that I would encourage you and also your friend, read your Bible every day.
Okay.
Engage God's Word. There's a verse in Matthew 5, verse 6. It says, "Hunger and thirst for righteousness, and you will be filled." I paraphrased it just a little bit. Every single day, we eat food and we take water. And if you don't, you will die, most assuredly. At some point, if you stop eating and drinking, you're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing happens spiritually. If we don't hunger and thirst for right living, for righteousness, for God's word, we will die spiritually. We cannot maintain distance from God and expect him to be close to us when we want him to be close.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe other times we don't want him near. And it's not God. It's not God that moves away from us. It's we move away from God.
Mm-hmm.
By our own lifestyle, by our practice, by the things we read and the places we go and the things we hear. That's what separates us. Sin separates us from the love of God. So I encourage you, give you a little Bible reading challenge.
Okay.
Very quickly, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John have 90 chapters.
Oh, wow.
The first 4 Gospels have 90 chapters. If you read a chapter in the morning and a chapter in the evening, in 45 days, you'll have read all 4 Gospels. You will have started out every day with an inspiration, and you will end every day with an inspiration. And when you have done that for 45 days in a disciplined manner, I can guarantee you, you're going to look at it different.
Okay. I like that. Thank you very much. I got to go get some Bibles.
Yeah. Well, what else can I do for you?
I think that's it. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. You've provided a lot of insight.
Okay. God bless you today as you go about your walk in life and even for the days that lie ahead.
Okay, thank you. I love you.
Okay. Goodbye.
I don't think Dennis loved me.
What is the matter with you?
Didn't I tell you I had a fucking opening for you? Woo! Podcast over. See you guys later.
Oh. Well. That poor guy.
Let's talk about some heavy metal music.
I can't believe that guy got to see Zeppelin in 1969.
What the fuck?
Like, dude.
What the fuck? He
Like, all of a
regrets
sudden-
it, though. He regrets it.
Like, I saw this conversation changing into you, like, asking him a million questions about Zeppelin.
No, I didn't want to spend too much time on it. I thought the bit was kind of,
Yeah,
it was good enough for what it was. I didn't want to.
I like how we had a 50-year age gap between us. I think that opened up a lot more questions that
I think he was
dude
like,
didn't want
he was like, do I need to get into the homosexuality talk? And yes, he did.
Yeah.
But he didn't. So
He didn't.
He didn't say anything about being gay. So here we are in our flowered shirts, just ready to fuck. Wait, how long has it been?
That's
Yes.
Yeah, I felt like that phone conversation lasted forever. I was like, oh God, when is this?
That was a good solid 12 minutes.
It's like, where is Brennan going with this?
It's good though, right? It's good. It's good. You liked it?
That was a treat.
You know what the best part is?
What?
Georgia's a single party consent state for recording.
Ah.
I said Minnesota. I don't know if that's going to come back to bite me in the ass, but
You're in Georgia. It's okay if you record it.
he's in Kansas.
He's ever gonna watch this podcast.
You never know. He likes stuff a cappella. He doesn't like a lot of music.
He doesn't. But
Oh, wait. Well,
he saw Zeppelin in '69.
I'm just going to keep pitching every week a cappella music until he gets the YouTube recommendation. Hey, you like a cappella? Here's a cappella. We start our podcast off with a lake.
Ooh, ba-ba-da. You gonna call that guy every week? Are we gonna do this?
No.
See if we can get a different guy every week.
It's the same guy every time.
Oh, it's not. They don't have different people. It's
No.
just him.
It's just no. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
What do you do if 2 people call him?
That's what I was doing at the taco joint yesterday. We were celebrating the release of our episode. We're just waiting on the RSS feed to confirm that we're accepted on these platforms. So obviously, now that you're listening, it'll have been out. But we were celebrating yesterday.
We were.
And I called the phone number to make sure that it was. I I got the South Carolina number, but it was disconnected. So I found the Georgia one, and so now I figured it would link me to somebody in Georgia, but apparently not.
No, somebody in Kansas.
But how perfect was that? We got the guy that saw Zeppelin in '69
I know.
and went to like Fillmore East and West consistently.
And we couldn't get him to talk about that.
But what a shot in the dark.
I know.
We were too busy talking about Jesus. Hold your horses. Little bit for the YouTube listeners.
There you go. He held a horse.
Bobby Four Hooves.
Robbie Four Hooves.
Whatever.
Well, you gotta.
He responds to both. Check it out. Hey, Robbie.
Look at that. Hey, Bobby. See?
Shows you his ass. Right. Thank you so much for being a part of that bit. That made the whole week worth it. I actually planned that last week, and like I said, I couldn't get the South Carolina number to work, and this week I was really dedicated to getting that bit through. Little music thing I thought of this week. Sam reminded me of it. So when I was in Job Corps, I think I've kind of described the spaces before. My space mate and I, we really tight. Our space was the one that you wanted to come hang out in after we got done with work for the day because he had a PS3. Like I was always playing different music. It was a fun space, and cool people could always come. Like our friend Dan, our friend Tyler, whoever. We really liked those guys. They could come and go as they pleased. But when you're in a dorm of 60 people, there's people you don't like.
Right.
So rather than bounce them out of there and tell the people that we didn't want in there to leave, here's what we would do. I would queue up the song Ice Ice Baby.
Yes.
And we would play it. And every single person in our space would do all the lyrics to Ice Ice Baby. And then once the song ended, we would do it again. And then once it's ended the second time, we'd do it again. And we would keep doing this until the person left.
Oh, wow.
Because the first time you do it, and it didn't matter if it was just him and I, or like I said, our friend Dan or Tyler, like we would all do the words to Ice Ice Baby. So the first time it's like, oh, ha, ha, and then the second time it starts and people are already trying to leave.
Yeah. And then it just starts getting annoying and annoying.
Then you get the autistic kid that just doesn't get it and he just stays anyway.
All right.
I didn't swear in the first 10 minutes the first time. Thank you.
Well, because you were talking to the
thanks, Dennis.
The gospel line.
I got to read a gospel every day. 2 gospels every day.
2 chapters every day.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Dude saw Zeppelin in '69. That's all I got out of that.
He regrets it.
He does regret it. I would regret it too. Not.
In the Oakland, what do you say? The Oakland Dome?
Oakland Coliseum. Yeah.
God damn.
That's a very famous venue out there.
Damn.
Yeah. Zeppelin in '69, and he regrets it.
My friend in Montana, he's old like you. No, he's older than you.
75.
He saw Zeppelin. I think he said in like 71 or 72 in King's Coliseum King Dome.
Oh, in Seattle?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think he said after that performance, like the roof was damaged or something. I can't remember.
They eventually had to tear it down.
Yeah.
But wow. Yeah, Zeppelin. They either did or they were supposed to play my hometown of Macon back in the 70s, and I can't remember if they did play or something happened and that didn't. But they were going to play Macon, which that was back in Macon where they would play like rock and roll shows.
Yeah.
And Kiss played Macon, and they banned rock and roll shows from Macon. Yeah, in the 70s.
From Kiss?
Yeah.
Why?
You need to go spend a week in Macon.
I think I need to spend a week listening to Kiss, combing through those lyrics. Well, they are all about penises.
They're satanic, evil.
Yeah. Well,
that guy told you not to.
Beth, what can I do?
Yeah.
Bum, bum,
Beth is symbolism for Satan.
Well, yeah.
Beth.
What can I do besides come in your ass? That's what that song's really about.
You know what people used to think KISS stood for?
Killers in Satan's Sack.
Close. Knights in Satan's Service.
Ooh, I was close.
It was what people thought.
I got Satan
KISS.
in the right spot. It's like what's that game where you get letters in the right spot, you get a specific check or whatever. You know,
Hangman?
I don't know.
Just like people thought AC/DC?
Antichrist Devil Children.
Yep.
Yes. I thought it was alternate current, direct current.
That's exactly what it stands for. That's
Really?
What they got. Yeah, that's where they got it from. It was on the back of the Young brothers. Their sister had a sewing machine and had the AC/DC switch on the back, and they thought it sounded cool, and that's where they got the name of the band.
Little lesson for me, because you know this, but the Young brothers are from Scotland, but the band's Australia. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they moved to Australia when they were young, and
but they're from Scotland.
they're from Scotland.
I was watching this YouTube channel I watch a lot. It kind of counts down. It does like top 10 MMA stuff. Shout out to MMA on Point. And they were making mention of, two. They said, what did they say? Like two. They either said a band from Scotland, or once upon a time two Scottish guys said it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. So. And then the comments exploded with it's Australia, and like his first comment that he penned was, "Let me just make this clear: the Young brothers are from Scotland." So,
yeah,
it's just an interesting piece of music history I didn't expect to learn this week.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
I did not.
Yeah, I mean they're from Australia, but they are originally from Scotland.
Right.
They were born in
but
Scotland.
just the two guitar players, or the guitarist and the drummer, right?
Yeah, the Young brothers.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of other siblings. There's like 20 of their siblings. There's so many.
But the rest of the guys in the band are Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Bon Scott's Australian.
Now, Bon Scott actually was also born in Scotland.
No shit.
And that's how they bonded with him.
Okay.
But Brian Johnson is from Australia, their current singer.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, Bon Scott was also a Scottish
No
transplant.
shit. Damn.
Yep.
I did not know
And
that.
totally gnarly. I miss Bon Scott, even though.
Wait, Malcolm Young played drums, right?
Malcolm Young was the
Rhythm guitar player.
and
Lead
Angus
guitar,
was
lead,
Angus.
lead guitar and rhythm. Who was their drummer? Didn't he die recently?
No, it's Phil Rudd,
Who died in that band recently?
Malcolm Young.
Oh,
Yeah, he died.
the bassist.
No, that's Cliff Williams,
Sorry.
the keyboard player.
Didn't Bon Scott choke on his own throw up?
He did.
Oh, cool.
Yes, he did.
Did you like my Beavis and Butthead read there? Cool.
You should have said something about, I'm worried my buddy's going to die choking on his own vomit, and see if the guy would have gotten like the reference.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I could have said in hindsight, Jonathan. It was a spur of the moment bit. Sorry.
I wasn't allowed to give recommendations or suggestions.
Well, no, you were along for the ride.
That's right.
I think it went well.
No, it did. It was
How
hilarious.
fucking serious? We got the one guy that saw Zeppelin in '70 and regrets it.
I'm going to call that line just so I can get him
You're
again.
gonna just keep doing
You
it.
just keep talking about Zeppelin. Like, who else did you get to see?
Yeah.
I really regret all the metal I've seen. Tell me all the bands you regret seeing over the past. But now he thinks I'm like 75 years old.
He doesn't know you.
But he will.
I never said your name. You can just be you. You don't have to be the bit character that I made you.
I want to be the character. I like that character.
All right, well,
That's going to be me when I'm 75.
it's going to be you when you're 45.
I am, yeah. And then I'm 25. Okay, your best friend who's like a brother to you is 50 years
I've
older than you.
always gotten along with older men. I don't know why, except my father. I just figured it out. That's what I love about this podcast. You never know when you're going to have a breakthrough.
Therapy is over. All right.
Podcast over. Thank you
All right.
guys for joining us.
Yeah. So, anything else we want to?
On the way over here, we listened to a song that I made. It's in the very early stages, but
Yes.
I thought it came out pretty good. And you had me dying because you were like, that was really good. You know, it always impresses me that you make such good music, but you listen to such crap music.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean,
But no, the song sounds really good. It's
but the
short.
songs I listen to don't.
No. You listen to absolute
okay.
garbage.
All right.
Sometimes.
Lil Pump, Kid G, me. I don't know if Lil Pump's from Georgia, actually. But let's pretend he is for a second. Top 3 musicians in Georgia. You got to rank them. Go.
Well, I'd put you at number 1.
Oh, thanks.
And
It's close race for second.
Can I put somebody else in second?
I think you can put Kid G in second, and then you can put Little Pump in fifth if you want.
Okay. I've got one. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's a musician that we both enjoy from the great state of Georgia. He's
probably number one.
He's number one.
Well, here's the thing.
You're number two.
I've never dropped a pick and not been able to finish a song. Can I make my case for number one on that premise?
Yeah, but
I've dropped my fair share of picks. Never twice during a performance, and I've finished songs and I've finished solos.
But I mean, his voice is just tip top. It's like listening to Frank Sinatra or Dean Martin. It's like listening to my cat vomit.
First of all, that hurts.
I was kidding about that, but
yeah, it's like listening to your cat die from vomiting. Bon Scott. Anyway, back to it. Should we flip it? Do you have anything you want to talk about?
No, not really. I mean,
do you want to call Dennis?
I'm gonna call him later after I've had a few. I'm gonna call him from Moody's.
Once I'm shirtless and
I'll be at Mood Rights like
rubbing my
6
belly.
deep at the bar
Yeah.
with my pants off. Well, that's usually how it goes.
Usually.
And I'm like, hey guys, talk to my friend Dennis.
Oh, hey there, buddy.
He saw Zeppelin in '69.
I really regret plugging that girl in the ass in Virginia. What do you regret? He's like, oh, same. This is rigged. All right, well, we'll start with mine.
We can start with mine.
Nah, fuck you.
Okay.
Fuck you hard. Fuck you long. I regret it. The lemon is up.
The lemon is up.
The first lemon for this week is the Lighthouse Tale. And I'm going to tell you all of them kind of at the same time at the end why I chose these.
Okay.
There is a theme, clearly, but...
Yeah, there was some kind of theme to it.
Yes.
I didn't do any research on...
Why? You're the research guy.
I've heard of Nickel Creek, though. I've heard of them. Yeah, I have.
Are you thinking of Nickelback?
No. Who?
Give me my Nickelback.
I've never heard of Nickelback.
Like Silver Quarter, but...
Is that Chad Publix? Is that the lead singer of Nickelback?
No. It's Chad Winn-Dixie. Chad Piggly Wiggly.
Chad Food Lion. The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse Tale.
The Lighthouse Tale.
Did you listen to the lyrics?
Yeah. I followed along with the lyrics. It was good because they were in English this time, unlike last week where they were all in...
What was last week?
When you gave me all that like non-English speaking music.
What are you talking about?
I had to listen to some South Korean pop
what
last week.
What are you talking
about?
Jonathan. That was a time in my life I deeply regret. I don't like dwelling on that time in my life.
Dude, okay, you're going to be jealous.
Give me that fucking hand.
I saw NSYNC in 99.
Did you really?
I totally regret that now.
Just the heavy use of Smirnoff Ice and Mike's Twisted Lemonade or whatever, Mike's Twisted Tea. There's heavy drug use at these concerts.
It was.
A lot of fun dip and Smarties. Were the tubes of sugar cocaine?
Yeah, that was
Pixie Sticks.
Pixie Sticks, dude. I was whacked out on Pop Rocks, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I was done.
Next time I go see Pixies live, I'm gonna snort a bunch of Pixie Sticks before I go in.
Will that make their music better?
Black Francis!
Just kidding.
I love you. I was talking to Preachy Preach about Kissy Kiss. He said he deeply regretted seeing Zeppelin in 1970.
Anyway. So, the Lighthouse Tale. It was actually you're gonna be surprised, or maybe not.
No,
I actually really like the song, and I like the story. It's a very interesting story.
Yes,
and kind of a dark ending, but I liked that the song was told from the point of view of the actual lighthouse itself.
Right.
I was visually there with the lighthouse.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it sounded great. I loved it.
I
And
always think of that lighthouse over the Bull Street River Bridge on Tybee. When you look to the left, it's all decrepit, and it's on that. I always think of that one or something like that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like all run down. You know what? I'll go ahead and kind of reveal the theme now. These are 3 songs that all tell stories in their own way. 2 more similarly than the middle one, but that I was introduced in some way to by my father.
Oh.
Yeah, so the Lighthouse Tale is the first song that I listened to back to back because my dad showed it to me in a car ride one time, and then he said, "Did you understand what was happening?" And I just liked the music. I didn't know. I was like, by the way, I forget the mandolin player's name, but at one point he was like the top-rated mandolin player based on speed and accuracy.
Was it Mandy?
Yeah, Mandy the Mander. Mandy the mandolin orange mandolin player. And Mandarin, sorry. Mandalorian, got it. Anyway, so he was like, well, let's listen to it again and really listen to the lyrics. And I was like, okay. So I really tried that time. And I kind of got it a little bit more. Like that at that point, I was realizing it was told from the point of view of a lighthouse. I kind of got that he had a keeper. I got that the lady died. I didn't understand off the edge of me he ran like that. But my dad, after the song, he was like, he explained the whole thing, and he said, you know, off the edge of me he ran. He ran off to commit suicide, and I was like, whoa. So we listened to it a 3rd time, and the whole picture was there. And that's when I realized that you could convey such powerful messages, stories, whatever, through words and music, especially. Like this was one of the formative experiences that got me into writing because I was like, oh, you can do this really cool thing with words. It was just a really kind of life-changing moment. And then through that, and then I would say like Ginsberg started writing poetry. Yeah. And then from there, songwriting and stuff like that. But
which to me, songwriting is just poetry with a chorus. Sometimes.
Exactly.
Because I don't say I write poems. I write songs. I just don't write music.
Right.
So even some of the things I write, I have a chorus. But yeah.
And the waves crashing around me. You're like, I'm gonna lift that.
I was hanging out with my buddy Dennis.
Yeah, you're gonna call
talking about Led Zeppelin in 1969.
You're gonna call it the Barfly's Tale.
It is. It's gonna be like really long. It's gonna be like 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 beer.
Oh fuck! I was actually listening to George Thorogood earlier this week.
I was so glad when we went and saw him last year that he played that because my dad loves that song, and I went.
I like that song too.
Yeah, I love that song.
It's almost not really a song.
No, it's just
a
great
9-minute.
story.
It's a 9-minute story with a 1-minute song tacked on at the end. But I love it. And the landlady said, "You got to rent." I said, that kind of shit.
She was all lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have an hour and a half.
Got me a job.
She was all lovey-dovey. She talking about that back rent. She'd be lucky if she get any front rent.
What was I listening to?
Out the door I went.
Who Do You Love?
Yeah.
I walk 40 miles barbed wire. I love that. Just like Brand New Chimney made on top, made out of human skulls. It's such a good line.
Have you ever noticed he doesn't use a pick when he plays?
Yeah. Neither did Robbie Krieger from The
right.
Doors. He did sometimes, but he was a flamenco player.
Yeah, he was a flamenco player.
Dude, they did a version of Roadhouse Blues live, and he solos fingerstyle, and it's unreal.
I think he is such an underrated guitar player. I mean, the Doors are not underrated by any chance, but not the band themselves, but other people put too much emphasis on Jim Morrison. And I love Jim Morrison.
I would agree.
But even Jim Morrison said he couldn't do that without the other 3 guys.
No, it would have been impossible.
Yeah.
There's a good joke. It's the Doors were a perfectly good 3-piece jazz band with an alcoholic asshole as a frontman. But yeah, I mean, Robbie Krieger, John Densmore, a fantastic drummer. More of that kind of like sort of Latin style percussion and stuff like that. And then
Ray
Manzarek, yeah, fantastic keyboard player. So good they didn't even need a bass player.
No, they didn't. Yeah, because he like did amazing things with the keyboard that no one else had done at that point. And I thought it was interesting, and it's something I've known for a long time, but I didn't realize that Robbie Krieger actually wrote most of "Light My Fire," lyrics and music, and then Jim Morrison just kind of added his own flavors. So yeah. A lot of, I mean, there were 4 songwriters. I mean, Jim didn't do everything.
No.
And sometimes he didn't do anything.
I mean, he would. Sometimes he just hung back and got arrested.
Or just fell asleep on stage, but.
Or pulled out his penis.
Allegedly.
Miami, 1971?
1970. He died in 71.
Bam, 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 bam. Let me sleep all night in your I was listening to the Doors this week too.
I love the Doors.
I love the Doors.
I've read, I've got like some of his poetry books, and I've read No One Here Gets Out Alive, that book.
Yeah.
I like the movie. I know the movie is a fictionalized version of No One Here Gets Out Alive, and I can appreciate it for being a fictionalized version of the Doors. I don't take it verbatim for like, oh, this is the exact true story of. I know it's fictionalized, very fictionalized, but it's just fun. And I think Val Kilmer killed it as Jim Morrison.
I think he was so hot as Fat Jim Morrison.
He's playing that role now.
Wow, he's playing Fat Val Kilmer. Apparently, at one point he was doing a one-man show as Mark Twain. I saw pictures of Fat Mark Twain. It was pretty funny. So.
But anyway, great song.
I'm glad you liked it.
I
would say these 3 songs this week are definitely pretty close to home, obviously, with their history. Not that you have to like all of them, but I'm really glad that you liked the song. I thought as a writer you would really appreciate it. And just the fact that it's really musically interesting.
It is. I mean, musically, it's fun to listen to. Lyrically, it was a...
Oh, I got to call Dennis back, see if he likes the Lighthouse Tale. He's like, no, Nickel Creek's the devil's music. So
no, you asked him about the other song.
Did you see that? Yeah.
No, that's...
I listen to old school country. I was like, Robert Earl Keen's pretty old school.
I was like, I would have been like, you mean like Johnny Cash and, Hank Williams, those guys that didn't do drugs or drink or...
Wait.
Do you regret? I would have been like, did you ever get to see Johnny Cash?
Johnny Cash is like, I really regret talking to that guy Dennis backstage in 1971. Wait, his name wasn't Dennis. I keep doing that bit, but
It's not Dennis. I forgot what his name was. We'll have to review the tapes.
Comment, subscribe if you remember Dennis's name.
Or just rewind 15 minutes. Yeah. I was thinking, speaking of which, I may or may not have the comments on for this YouTube channel.
Do it. Let's start. I want everything to devolve into far right propaganda.
Okay. I'm not going to answer any comments for anybody being a troll. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I just don't care.
I'm not even going to look at them, by the way.
I'll look at them. If you say something cool, I might mention it. But if you're an idiot, I'm not even going to block you. I'm just going to ignore you.
We could do a Patreon show where we read insulting YouTube comments about each other. That'd be pretty fun.
That would be.
Yeah. I'm lifting that from several channels, but
people do that. We've stolen so much from other channels. Talking to you, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's ripping off us now.
I know.
He's the second biggest podcast in the world now, thanks to us.
Exactly.
Okay. So we're saying this at a time where we've already said that none of our episodes have released. So,
but by the time you see this, though,
that's true.
We're 13 episodes deep.
They say, you know what Dennis says? Put that shit out there, brother.
That's what he said.
That was verbatim. I'm pretty sure.
That's what
comment, subscribe if you remember what Dennis's advice to me was. But I'm really glad you like the Lighthouse Tale.
Yeah.
Really powerful song.
Fun. All right, let's get to. There was obviously some kind of theme to the ones I gave you. Well, it was a pretty simple theme.
Gay lead singers.
No. Hashtag no.
Amputee musicians.
No. One more guess. One more.
Bands that haven't been good since the 80s. Kinda
on that. No.
Well, honestly though, not to get too ahead of ourselves, but the last band, that blew me away. That was a recent release.
Then you listened to the wrong one.
I don't think so.
We'll get to that because you might have.
Wait, why did I put my phone away?
We'll get to it. But anyway, because you're afraid Dennis was going to call you back.
Oh yeah.
All 3 frontmen dated Betty White.
Wait, what?
All three front men have dated Betty White recently.
Why?
I'm kidding.
Wait, did they date her though?
No, they didn't date
Wait, what
Betty.
the fuck? I was like, wait, hang on. There's a gay one in there.
Yeah. No, I didn't give you any Mr. White music. You're going to regret that. No.
What, deep throating the mic?
Yeah, because there's wires. No, I was just kidding about the Betty White thing. No, they're all classic metal. Let's get to the first one. Flip this over. The first one, I believe, was, Judas Priest, Victim of Changes.
Victims of Changes.
Victim of Changes.
I think it's Victims of Changes.
Okay, we'll go with you, even though I've been listening to this song for, ever. Go. See you later, Brennan. Go.
Bye.
You calling Dennis back.
Dennis, my friend's being mean and aggressive. He wants to do things to my butthole. Checking our playlist now. You can follow that playlist at LSD parenthesis
Yeah, it's in the
on
credits.
Spotify.
Oh,
you're right.
It's Victim of Changes, yeah.
But then that was the right one, right? At the bottom there?
No, that's not the original.
Well, you didn't say it had to be the original. You just said that, and then I found it.
I said...
Oh, here. There's another one. Should I put this one on instead? The second one?
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Read the last thing I texted you. The band, the song, original version.
That's what I typed in.
Well, that's the re-recording. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Everything I try to get you to do, perfect. But that version sounds a lot better than the one you listened to. Don't play too much of it now, because it's with the original singer. And also, we haven't gotten to that song yet. Victim of Changes.
Victims of Changes.
Yes. Judas Priest, their second record, Sad Wings of Destiny.
Say what?
Their second record, Sad Wings of Destiny.
There you go.
Dennis saw them at the Fillmore East in 1973.
He deeply regrets masturbating publicly at that show.
Well, he's the only one.
Rob secretly got me into BDSM and I didn't understand it.
So,
Rob Hartford, right?
Halford.
Halford.
Rob Halford.
Halford. I've always wondered this. What do homosexual lead frontmen, how do they feel about singing songs about women?
Well, he didn't care.
Elton John.
Well, Elton John
Rob
didn't write the
Halford.
lyrics. Bernie Taupin wrote the lyrics.
Well, I know that, but he had to sing about fucking women.
He
also,
probably didn't care.
He got married a couple times. So.
Yeah. He didn't care. He was making all that money.
Okay.
And a lot of Priest...
It's electric.
A lot of Judas Priest songs, if you really pay attention to the lyrics, they're not about women. They're about men.
You been fooling with some hot guy.
I mean, Turbo Lover, come on.
Electric Eye.
Well, that's about a satellite. It is about a satellite. Read the lyrics. I'm electric. I can't do Halford's voice.
I like Halford's falsetto when there's powerful music behind it, but it sounds like dog shit when there's not powerful music behind it. I'll say that.
So are you talking about this song? Mm-hmm. The thing about this song, and the reason why I gave you this song specifically. Do I need to call Dennis?
Yes, back? Yes.
There are so many elements in this song that other metal bands have used throughout their career.
Okay.
You can listen to parts of this song and literally hear Metallica. You can hear Megadeth.
I heard in the main riff, sounded kind of Black Sabbath-y to me.
I mean, well, this came after Sabbath, but yeah. But they took that.
Wait, are you saying that these spawned like more like which direction are we moving?
Oh, bands were influenced
by Judas Priest. Okay.
Yes.
All
And
right.
there's so many elements in a lot of their songs, but this is a good one because it was a long song.
Fuck yeah.
And it really kind of.
But I did listen to it on a midsummer's afternoon, so it was fine.
But a lot of the elements were used in other bands. I hear a lot of Metallica in there. I hear a lot of like even Exodus in there. A lot of the thrash metal bands, kind of borrowed elements of a lot of Priest's earlier stuff. And that's, kind of why I love that song. It's not, and I know you're already familiar with Priest, so I wouldn't introduce anyone to Priest with that song, but I knew you already know Priest, so.
I honestly wouldn't even introduce them to Priest with like Breaking the Law, which is arguably their biggest hit.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I'd give it something.
I do not like that song.
It's overplayed.
Breaking the Law. I just don't think it sounds good.
It sounds like it was recorded for radio.
And I feel like they have better songs.
They have a lot better songs.
What's that album with Electric Eye on it? Is that Screaming Vengeance?
Screaming for Vengeance. Yeah, I think that's Electric Eye.
Yeah, it opens with like an instrumental and then goes into Electric Eye.
Which when they play it live, they open with that instrumental.
Helion?
Something like that.
Yeah.
The Hellion.
The Hellion, that's right.
But they use that intro and then they go into Electric Eye. Because one time I saw them, they opened with Electric Eye. Mm-hmm. And yes, halfway through the show, Rob Halford still comes out on that big Harley. But he doesn't drive it anymore. They had like the background noise of sound effects of it. Yeah. And he walks out on it. Well, the guy's old. But I will tell you this. He sounds the same now that he did then. He, and we're going to get into something in a little bit.
It's almost like something's lubricating those vocal cords.
He has an amazing voice. I love Judas Priest, even when they didn't make great music, like Turbo, even when they didn't make great music. They're just awesome. And I love their older stuff that people don't normally like. Their first two albums, which were Rock-A-Rolla and Sad Wings of Destiny, they don't get the love that they deserve because they were really not polished up yet. And they're really not.
Yeah. This was not a very polished song.
No. The
it
whole
was
album
tight.
was.
I will say it was tight though.
Yeah.
Like the hits. No.
No, sorry.
It was organized. It was together. It just didn't have that pop.
Yeah. No, they didn't start getting more polished until their third record, Sin After Sin, and then after that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's very unpolished. It's very rough. But I love it.
Like the guitar tones weren't great. The riff is cool, and they just need They needed a little bit of a more intense guitar tone, I think. But I think they were just kind of working with what they had. The drumming sounded good.
Yeah.
Everything, like I said, it was tight. Mm-hmm. But then when they got to the softer parts of the song, there was a vast difference in terms of, I would say, that like wow factor.
Yeah.
Like that, because it's like the beginning's actually really cool and the end's really cool, but then that softer part is like,
It goes
That's what
on.
I said. His falsetto is like real weak in that weak part, but it sounds great earlier in the song when he's doing it over like the more aggressive riff.
Yeah, and it goes on a little bit longer than it should. It doesn't have to be 7 minutes long. I mean, I love the song, but
I think it could have been a tight like 4.5, 5 minutes, and it would have been fine. And you could still go into like a softer section like that, but you don't have to.
You know, yeah, and it took too
I think
long.
it just got played out.
Yeah, but
Good song. I liked it. I think if you want to check out early Judas Priest, it's not a bad song.
Yeah.
Maybe just don't start with it.
No. Get familiar with Judas Priest, and then I never say this about
Get
most
in there
bands,
and just explore.
and then go explore their first two records. Just kind of feel around.
I would
See what you
recommend
like.
Screaming for Vengeance.
I mean, that's
a
like their
great
biggest
album.
record.
It's an awesome record.
Yeah.
And the album artwork is fucking cool.
I love Painkiller. That's when they made like a metal record.
I don't think I've listened to Painkiller.
It came out that year. It came out in 1990 when everyone put out like their best album.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty aggressive. It's awesome.
Back in the 1990s, I was born and living in sin, and I just deeply regret that time of my life.
Zeppelin in 60. Do you think he was making that up, or do you think he really did get to see Zeppelin in 69? I'm
I'm
calling Dennis back.
Do you think he was cue carding it? Like they have prompts for all their.
They're
They're like, oh, this guy's talking about music. Tell him you were at Fillmore East in '67.
I wouldn't think that they would be that cool. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, tell him you saw, because he got the dates right. I mean, and the venue right.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have said, "Yeah,
Ooh, wait, hang on. Let's
I saw
fact check him real
I
quick.
saw Zeppelin in 1965 at the O2 Auditorium in London." It wasn't built then. It was Zeppelin. You can pull up Zeppelin tour dates from 1969.
No, I'm gonna say Oakland.
Oakland Coliseum.
Coliseum. This says 1977.
Huh.
They
They probably were
This says 1977.
They probably weren't the headliner though, so they might have been the opening band
Okay.
in 1969.
Well, and that was their big tour.
Yeah, that was the
1977.
Mm-hmm. In 69, that's when the first record came out. So they were probably, opening for someone else, like, I don't know, Menudo or Sha Na Na or somebody like that.
Oakland Coliseum, September 2nd, 1970.
1970?
Yeah.
He said he thought it might be 69 or 70.
Yeah.
So now we'll change it.
Rare set of encores, including return of Train Kept A Rollin'. Concert close-up.
If you guys think he's telling the truth, comment, like,
Ooh,
subscribe.
there's actually a
Is there a
YouTube
picture
video.
of Dennis? Is Dennis in the video?
He's in the thumbnail. I don't think it's a video, but
Anyway.
I mean, this is them playing. Sorry, this is them stealing. That's John Bonham soloing over Moby Dick.
All right. Let's not copyright ourselves out.
It's a live recording. We
I
can't.
know. I'm joking.
They already did copyright it out.
All right. So you liked it?
Wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Wasn't my favorite this week, but it was good. It was cool to kind of see more of what Judas Priest was about, especially earlier. Because, like I said, Electric or Screaming for Vengeance was what, late 70s, early 80s.
80s.
Yeah.
Yes. Like 83, 84. I could be wrong. So don't comment, subscribe, like, click.
If you remember when Screaming for Vengeance came out, do you deeply regret that time in your life? Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, I'd recommend it.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
You gonna cry?
Do I want to
You gonna
cry?
fucking cry?
I've already cried 3 times today.
Is it for each of my songs?
I don't know. You could have for at least 2 of them. But anyway, speaking of number 2, Set Me Up.
One More Dollar by Gillian Welch. Alternate version off of Boots.
I did listen to that version.
Nice.
I read the text you sent me, unlike you.
I'm sorry.
I listened to it, and I deeply regret it. I'm just kidding. That was probably of the 3, that was my least
That's why I put it in the middle.
favorite. That doesn't mean I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
The story was kind of sad,
Yeah.
but it was I mean, it was a really good song, but it was
Look at me.
really.
Do you think I listen to happy stories?
I know, I've seen your life.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just was a little bit more repetitious, I guess. It was still good storytelling, and I liked it, and I kind of could appreciate it. It was just...
This was more of a song, less of a story.
Yeah.
But needed something. I had a couple that I was kind of going between, but this one just felt right in terms of the other ones. It felt like a pretty good in-between. That's why I put it in. I was originally pitching it last, and I was like, hang on, I need to change this order. So... Yeah, but it's a song about, I think it's told from the perspective of a man, actually.
Oh, really?
If you get deeper into the lyrics.
Because I
I'm
followed
pretty
along
sure.
with the lyrics.
Yeah. I think when they're talking about my love's turned against me, I think Gillian was making mention from a male perspective. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, it's essentially somebody that moved from their home. They're working in the fruit trees. I am not 100% sure, but maybe that means LA because there was quite an orange crop
Yeah, could
out
be.
there. But then it's about somebody wanting to return home. They get paid $10 a day. Say $1 more and I'm on my way.
$1.
Once I get to those hills, I'll never roam. Because $1 more and I'm going home. It's a good song. It's really sad. The way I got introduced to Gillian Welch, my dad and I sat down and watched Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He introduced me to that movie. Great movie, great music in that movie. And Alison Krauss, who provided a lot of the music in that, Down to the River to Pray. She and Gillian did I'll Fly Away. And it was this very antiquated kind of style singing, and that's what Gillian Welch is really known for, is sort of bringing back a lot of sort of old-time music, things of that nature. So that's where I first was introduced to Gillian Welch, and I've been listening to her ever since. Then the Boots is like, it's a callback to her first album, and it's like the home demos and the alternate takes and things of that nature. And I think she just released Boots 2, which I haven't looked at yet, but I really like most of the alternate stuff on this album. So
yeah, it was a good. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was my least favorite, but probably because it was more a straightforward song.
And that's why Victim of Changes was my least favorite song, because it was not straight. Love you, Rob.
Yeah. Moving on. The one thing about when with Rob Halford was when he came out as being gay, like the metalhead guys, the metal community was like, so?
It's almost like the metal community's pretty accepting of most things.
Yes, we are.
I mean, I guess there are some douchebags that listen to Godsmack and hate gays, but...
Well, they're not in the metal community.
Godsmack's metal, dude. I know. I make the calls.
So what's Five Finger Death Punch, like the greatest metal band ever?
They missed such a golden opportunity to call themselves Five Finger Cunt Punch. Who's that original singer? Didn't he die? The original guy, the original singer.
They have the same singer from.
Oh, he's still the same. Doesn't he like to fist fight people or something?
He looks like he does.
Yeah.
His name is.
I bet he smells horrible.
He was originally in the band Mushroom Head.
Oh.
And they also were not good.
To be fair, I thought that Mushroom Head was High on Fire, because I just picture Matt Pike having just like a giant mushroom dick. It's incredible what I know and don't know about music.
It is.
Yeah. Well,
moving along, I guess. Well, flip it over. Flip the coin. Flip the horse. Flip the coin. Ah. So, song number 2, Def Leppard. You Got Me Running.
Blind Panther.
This is off their second record called High and Dry. This is my all-time favorite Def Leppard album.
I'm sorry.
Well, don't be.
You don't like Pyromaniac?
No, I love Pyromania.
It's amazing what I know and don't know about music.
But High and Dry it's the album that came before Pyromania, and it was one of my first heavy metal tapes, and I literally wore it out.
Like got it all warping and stuff?
Like wore it, like it won't play.
Nice.
Yeah, of course I've had it for
Digital is superior.
Oh, digital didn't exist. And
well, I'm just saying. Quit doing that.
I love doing
Quit
that.
snorting cocaine off the mic.
Well, quit powdering the mic with cocaine. Sorry, I thought I was at the wormhole bathroom. I'm sorry.
Yeah, when he said, what did he say? Like, he said grotesque bars or something. We were like, wormhole.
Wormhole.
Talk about synergy.
Wow.
I wonder if he's been, probably.
He sounds like he probably has.
How'd you like that bit about me being a truck driver delivering Jesus one pallet at a time? Anywho.
Yeah.
Def Leppard, You Got Me Running.
You got me running.
See, Taco Bell does give me the running, so it gets me running.
You know, you have a choice. You can go to McDonald's.
You can go.
You can go to Arby's.
How do you like him being like, you can go to these fast food restaurants or you can go to these horrible bars? It's like, wait, are either of these good choices?
Do you have any middle ground, bro? You got like a buffet in your town?
I think he really likes McDonald's. I don't know if he knows that there's any other restaurants.
He might. Well, depends on where he lives in Kansas. There might be nothing there, but
Might just be McDonald's.
And Arby's and Taco Bell.
Yeah. There were some counties in Montana that wouldn't allow McDonald's because they were some sort of franchise.
Good
thing.
counties.
So, but they all had Subways, and I was like, the fucking.
I'm sorry, Subway, but I don't like Subway.
I had a girlfriend in Montana who worked at one, and she was like, "Come back here. I want you to smell how this I want you to smell how the pastrami smells when we take it out of the packaging." And she opened it, and it smelled like something had been dead in the cooler for 5 days. As soon as she opened the package, it was so bad. And she's like, "Yeah, none of this shit is fresh."
And all of it's turkey based.
Yeah.
So it's like not even real pastrami.
And you know, in other countries, Subway's actually considered cake. Nutritional value-wise, it's like considered dessert.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's essentially a meat donut.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's horrible. Like, I haven't eaten at a Subway in many, 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 many years.
Good punk band name.
Meat donut.
Yeah. We dress up as cops.
Yeah.
Or we call ourselves the Pig Boys.
Meat donut.
Big boys for the Pig Boys.
Playing at the Tabernacle.
Speaking of Pig Boys, Def Leppard.
Def Leppard. Let's get back to this song. Once again, they were another.
When did he lose his arm?
The drummer lost his arm on New Year's Eve, what?
Talk about a resolution.
New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, 1984-85.
So
it was either 84 or 80.
After this record.
Yeah, it was after Pyromania.
Why does he sound like he's only drumming with one arm then?
I don't know, because he played with two arms. Okay.
Rock of Ages.
He plays with two arms on that record.
Yeah.
It's also them getting their craft, or learning their craft. What's so funny? Are you all right, Chipper?
I thought you were going to say it's also them learning their instruments.
No,
They just got those Hello Kitty instruments on Christmas.
It was the first record that Mutt Lange produced with them. He produced all their hit records.
Okay.
He's a major producer. He was also married to Shania Twain. And
then Betty White.
And he's the reason why you know who Shania Twain is.
I don't know who Shania Twain is, to be honest. Name one of her songs. I get her confused with who's the Latina chick?
Gloria Estefan?
No. Hips don't lie. Shakira. I get them both. It starts with SHA. And I don't know the Dewey Decimal System, so.
Obviously. No, Shania Twain, she was huge in the mid to late 90s.
Oh, when I was 5? Yeah, name a song.
Whose bed have your boots been under?
What the fuck just happened? This podcast is over.
What was that other song she did was really, really popular? I don't know. She was on the Twister soundtrack. It was a movie about a tornado. Bill Paxton.
Oh, you know who else was on that soundtrack?
Van Halen.
Yeah. Humans Big.
That was like their best song at the end. Not their best song ever.
Okay, I was like, what?
That was their heaviest song. I love Humans Being. What a great way.
That music video fucking sucks though.
Well, yeah. It was a different time. Yeah. I actually talked to Sammy Hagar and he told me he deeply regrets that time.
That Cabo Wabo.
But he did get to see Zeppelin in 1970.
Yeah, well,
he probably did get to see Zeppelin.
I was gonna make a comment about my favorite part of that movie being Bill Paxton showing up to the table with like no buttons on his shirt done, but not in a good place for that comment. You know who else was in that movie? Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yep.
And he says my favorite line that I've ever heard in most movies. The suck zone.
I knew you were going to say that. The suck zone.
My nickname in high school.
Wow. I think Jamie Gertz's character was really not written well.
No.
Well, no.
That whole movie wasn't written well.
Well, of course not. Well,
you gotta put this thing in front of a tornado and just hope it sucks it into the air? Why does the tornado follow you like it's got a mind of its own? That doesn't make any sense.
It was like Jaws.
And how does Bill Paxton know where the fucking tornado is going to go? Why do they need the machine if he can just fucking look at it and be like, oh, it's going to turn back to the east? Like, okay,
That's
you're
true.
Just the warning system then.
That's true. You're
Fuck
right.
Dorothy.
Yeah.
You do it.
And why'd they kill Carrie Elways? You know, he was the bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how the tornado had a sense of karmic justice.
Yeah.
And like Bill, when they're riding next to each other, he's like, he's in it for the money, not the science. It's like, wait, isn't the important thing to develop a warning system?
And yeah, we're all
None of that. That movie makes no fucking sense.
We're all in it for the money.
Great movie. Love watching it. Love
Yeah.
when the car goes up the stairs in the house and comes out the other side. Love that movie.
Yeah.
Stupid as fuck.
Oh, very. He's in it for the money. Oh, yeah.
He's
Because
not in it for the science. He's in it for the money.
well, I'm sure he has like bills to pay, and he likes to put food on the table.
He's got a convoy of black SUVs to keep up, man.
Yeah.
You and your ragtag team of fucking lost boys over here in Toyota's SR5s.
You got like, yeah, you got Philip Seymour Hoffman. You've got Alan Ruck. You know,
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller's best friend.
Yeah.
You got me.
Yeah. That's where I remember him from.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll just spin the wheels backwards. It'll take the miles off, right?
Right. You got Helen Hunt, who doesn't get along with anybody. I try to like Helen Hunt. She always plays the same character.
Which ugly actress of the 1980s would you rather fuck?
Betty
Helen
White.
Hunt. Not bad. Helen Hunt or Sally Fields?
Sally Field, man.
Really? Yeah. But you got to do it in a 1979 Trans Am
Of course.
with the T-tops.
It was a 77 Trans Am.
No, it wasn't.
The movie came out in 77.
It's 79. You're probably right again, honestly, but
So they went into the future
yes.
and got a 79 Trans Am and went back into the past to 1976, 77. Look it up. Look it up. And the second one, he had a 79 Trans Am.
No, it's actually a Firebird.
That's what a Trans Am is.
Yeah, 77 Firebird Trans Am, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sold for $240,000. Holy shit. We should pool our money and buy one.
I want one so bad. I've wanted one since I first saw that movie.
If we ever get rich, I know what I'm buying you for your 76th birthday.
Please buy it before.
A Bible.
The thing is, I actually,
What were we talking about?
we're talking about Def Leppard. You got me running. The song I gave you to listen to.
I just listened to Eastbound and Down all week. Sorry.
And a cappella music.
Yeah.
We should do an a cappella version of Eastbound and Down.
All right, here we go. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Eastbound and down. Every
Boom.
wheels are rolling.
We
You got a
gonna
bunch
do
of
it.
Molly across the Mississippi.
You got to kind of know the words.
There's a short guy in a white suit, and his daddy.
Oh, yeah, his daddy.
Isn't his daddy?
Big and little Enos. Eastbound and down.
Rhymes with clam chowder. Going to Boston.
Yeah, they had to get cores across the Mississippi. It was bootlegging back in the day.
Yeah, because you couldn't get it on this side of the Mississippi, which is fucking weird to think about. That was before the Silk Road. If they had the internet back then, they'd be able to get course back.
What did you just say?
So Def Leppard, pretty good song. Not my favorite by them.
It was
but
them. It was them getting their
learning their instruments.
That's where I lost you last time. 30 minutes ago when we started talking about this song.
Hey, man, they just got their first guitars that Christmas.
This
They're
is
doing
actually
pretty
with
good.
their original rhythm guitarist, Pete Willis. He was
I didn't know
fired.
They had two.
They have two guitar players. Pete Willis. Then it was Pete Willis and Steve Clark. They fired Pete Willis after that they recorded that album and brought in Phil Collins.
This
who's been with
this album?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd they fire him?
he was a little guy and he liked to drink and fight more than like they did.
I would have kicked them out of the band.
Well, yeah. Well,
He could have beat him up.
yeah, and he would be so successful. The Pete Willis band.
You know, we had in my band, we had a short guy that liked to drink and fight, and that's why I had to break us up. He lived exclusively in my head. It was like it was like a Beautiful Mind, but instead of Paul Bettany, it was a short guy that just liked to fuck everybody up.
He played a mean tambourine though.
And he wore a white suit.
Little Enos.
Little Enos.
But yeah,
Little
so
Enos, big penis. Let's go. All right. What was it? So what did you like most about this song? I think you should ask me that, but it was good. It was like my second favorite.
yeah, it was a fun. I mean, the song came out in 1981. Okay. It's just a fun song, and every time I hear it, I think about when I was a little fella, and when that was like my favorite tape. So,
21 years of age.
anyway, so yay or nay? We
liked
spent
it.
way too much time on this song.
If I had to pitch somebody Def Leppard, I don't think I would have pitched them this, just because
no.
I don't. To be fair,
This isn't a
they
starting
just
point.
learn their instruments, but I would pitch them something good, like Photograph. I don't want you. Did they have multiple singers throughout the band?
No.
Same singer?
Same singer from the get-go.
Different guitar players?
Oh, yeah, I was telling that story when you interrupted me.
Sorry. Welcome to the show.
They had Steve Clark and Pete Willis. After they recorded this album, they fired Pete Willis and brought in Phil Collin. I think
The drummer from Genesis.
Yeah. He's also the guitar player for Def Leppard. Unfortunately, after they came off the tour for the Hysteria album, with Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Oh, yeah, that's a great song.
It was like 90, 91. Steve Clark died. He drank himself to death.
Hashtag Bon Scott.
And then they brought in Vivian Campbell, who played with Dio and a few other bands.
Lady?
No, that's a guy.
Vivian?
Yeah, it's his real name.
That's
Vivian.
a cool guy's name.
Yeah, that's his real name, Vivian Campbell.
Cool.
And he's been with them since, I guess, 91 or 92.
So it's Vivian Campbell and Phil Collin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And everyone else is original. They have their, the drummer.
I like how they kick all these people out of their band, but they won't fire the drummer for losing an arm.
And they wouldn't. And he's still there.
That's class act.
Well, they had the original bass player and the original singer.
Yeah.
And
so this just further cements your hatred of Megadeth.
I was almost, when you got your phone out, I was like, if Dave Mustaine's on the other side of that phone.
Thank you for calling the Megadeth Billboard hotline.
If you're here to complain about something Dave Mustaine did, press 1.
Yeah. If you're here to complain about the way Dave Mustaine sings, press 2.
If you think Metallica's a better band, press 3. If you think,
Habla Espanol, press Cuatro.
if you went and saw Megadeth back in 1990 and you regret it now.
Yeah.
All right, so did you like it or not? So we can please move on.
Second favorite.
All right, we'll get to the
Why do you always want to move past the songs, so I got to spice it up with these stories.
Well, I like the stories.
The songs are arbitrary at this point.
Yeah, that's just like our MacGuffin,
Yeah, the suitcase in Pulp Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
What's it full of? A bunch of bullshit. Welcome to the show.
It was a light bulb. That's all it was.
No,
that's how they illuminated it.
No.
Then what was it? Magic.
Gold bars, homie.
No, the prop.
They took him out of Samuel Jackson's hole in his backyard. They're like, we're going to use this in a movie. And then he made what's her face? Girl with the weird toes. The girl in Kill Bill. He made her crash because he refused to fix the steering on one of those old school cars. What was her name? Uma Thurman.
I don't know where you're going with this, but it's really making my head hurt.
I know the deep stuff.
You know
man.
what?
I got the deep info.
Heavy metal music just makes my head hurt.
We never flipped it.
I just flipped it.
Oh.
Yeah, I just flipped it.
Which was it on?
It was on my side, and I just flipped it to your side just now. You were too busy over there, like in your own little world.
Welcome to the show.
I think you're like recording another podcast over there that's got to be better than this one.
I don't have a lot of time on my hands, man.
You have nothing but time on your hands.
By the way, so
what do you have to do?
Do you like my little succulent?
Yeah, I do.
I think I'm gonna plant some sage and call it Harry Potter herb. I wonder how Dennis feels about Harry Potter.
You should have asked him. Well, can we call him like every week and with a different? You got to be a different character.
What's up, bud?
Hey man. Hey, what's up, Dennis? Hey man, I got this friend.
It's Little Enos. You're on the airways with Little Enos and the big man.
My friend, he now I sound like Carl from Sling Blade.
Yeah.
You should call him as Carl from Sling Blade.
I'm friend fried potato.
Yeah, I reckon. I got a friend. He worships the devil.
Did he kill people in that movie?
He
I saw it a long time.
He only killed 2 people in the entire movie.
Okay.
And it never showed them. Never showed the on-screen deaths.
Oh.
It's a great movie, I reckon. Yeah, he's just a little guy.
You had to fuck.
Billy Bob Thornton. Yes. As Carl Childers. I reckon. Yeah, well, I got a friend.
All you'd need is 3 or 4 PBRs.
After.
Yeah.
He worships the devil. This is my friend. No. I'm just getting way off. You need to watch the movie again, and then
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
yeah, yeah. So, who's this other guy? Robert Townsend,
Robert Earl Keen.
Jimmy Townsend,
Jimmy Townsend. Yeah.
Devin Townsend.
That's another country singer. It's a lesser known genre called gay country.
No, because we listen to Kid G.
Ooh, shots fired. From his buddy Nicky out the window, AR-15 got good aim. Shots fired.
Shots fired. Yeah, Robert Lee Hinckley.
I like that back-to-back lines were like, neighbors want us to stop, and then they're talking about opening fire out of a moving vehicle. It's like, are you doing this in the suburbs? Because that's not cool.
They probably were doing it in the suburbs.
That's the thing, is like, please don't be firing live ammunition on suburban streets.
You want to set up my song? Set the song up? Tell me about it.
So this is The Road Goes On Forever by Robert Earl Keen. Thank you for listening to the right album, because I did not. And yeah, this song my dad introduced me to. This song got me into Robert Earl Keen. I really like him. He's a country music. He's considered a country musician, but I've always thought of him as more of a Americana kind of singer, because he doesn't deal with a lot of. I mean, he's kind of on the border, but he's just a good songwriter. He just writes interesting music, and he can get away with not being the best singer in the world. I've seen him live, and there was a drunk guy behind me singing with Robert the whole time. And I turned around mid-show because nobody else would, and I was like, "Hey, man, would you mind keeping it down? I'm here to hear him sing." And this guy goes, "I'm having a great time." I was like, "That's awesome. You can do it quiet." And then I just turned back around.
Ouch. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was in that spot in the Lucas under the balcony seating, so all I could hear was this fucking asshole behind me. And like the family that I was with, we all just like kept looking at each other, and I'm the youngest one there, and I'm like, all right, I'm fucking saying something. My daddy didn't spend good money to come hear this asshole sing Robert Earl Keen.
And then you regretted it.
Seeing Robert Earl Keen?
Yeah.
I liked it.
It was
a good time.
I was chickering.
He sang Corpus Christi Bay. Great song.
Oh, yeah. They have good biscuits.
No, that's Cape Cod. I don't know. Never been to either.
Every time I hear that, I think of the line from the Typo Negative song where it goes, Corpus Christi, Corpus Christi. It's Latin.
No, I know, but what does that have to do with biscuits? Are you thinking of communion?
No. I'm thinking of, I said Corpus Christi Bay. You said Corpus Christi Bay.
Yes.
And so I thought about the line from the Typo Negative song where he says
you
Corpus
said they
Christi.
have good biscuits.
That was joking from you correct, Old Bay, Chesapeake Bay. It was a joke.
What are you talking about? You're the one that's supposed to make sense, remember?
That's not my contract.
Yes, it is.
Do I need to call Dennis?
Hey, I've got a 5-month-old. Can I stay in your Airbnb?
Anyway, this song. Let's talk about this song.
Let's talk about it.
Number one, this was my favorite.
Yes.
It was my favorite.
Such a good story.
I want to see this movie.
Right?
I loved
Right?
how I didn't know where he was going with it, and I'm not going to give away the ending. It's no spoiler, but I like the very end. It was very intriguing. I enjoyed this story so much. I want the movie. I want the miniseries.
Yeah.
Netflix, find this guy.
Robert Earl Keen?
Yeah.
He's in Houston.
Well, tell Netflix.
Austin. Houston. I think he's in Houston.
Is he in Corpus Christi?
No. He was with his brother.
Oh. Yeah, but no, this is my favorite. I love this song. It was so much fun.
Robert Earl Keen is awesome. He has this great Christmas song called Merry Christmas from the Family, and it's all about them having like Christmas in a trailer park, and like one of the lines is sister something brought her new boyfriend. He was a Mexican, and shit like that. And they're like, it's so great. It's such a great song. I'll play it on the way home. It's politically incorrect and just funny.
Oh.
It's not like outwardly racist or anything like that.
Like what's his name?
Typo negative. Sorry.
No, what's his name? The really racist country guy.
Alan Coe.
David Allen Coe.
David Allen Coe. Yeah, I was like, it's like Robert Earl Keen, but it's not Robert Earl Keen. Yeah, David Allen Coe.
Yeah, he's a little racist.
God damn. Do you remember? Did you watched American History X, right?
Oh yeah.
Remember the scene where what's the big actor's name? He's jacked now. The guy that was in My Name Is Earl.
Oh, Ethan Suplee.
Yeah, Ethan
Suplee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's driving in his van and he's listening to the I think it's the song "Mine Eyes Have Seen the Glory."
Mm-hmm.
It's an old Union song, but it's all racist shit. It's damn.
It's like
I remember watching that movie for the first time, and I think that's still the most deeply disturbing movie I've ever seen.
it's a racist. It makes like white people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like
Django Unchained was a more palatable racist movie because at least they kill white people in that.
Yeah. It was a good movie, but it was.
Well, at least Pippi Longstockings got shot at the end.
Yeah.
Everybody felt bad for the brother. I was like, he was racist up to the point he got shot. I'm
Sure.
fine with it.
What about the curb stomping? That still hurts.
Dude, I cannot look at Sidewalks the same. Oh my God. Just the sound when he puts his teeth on it. Dude, I can't. Talk about not showing a murder on screen. Thank God.
I know, but the sounds were worse than I would have rather seen it than in silence than have to just hear it. It was, and you just could try to imagine how that feels, and it just literally like makes my teeth hurt and my jaw and the back of my head and everything hurt. Ooh, all over a car radio. That's what the guy was stealing, was the radio out of his truck.
Yeah. I thought he was trying to steal the car.
Was he trying to steal the whole car?
Because he beat him in basketball.
Oh, okay, maybe so. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
He had a big old swastika on his chest.
Yeah, he had the biggest one. Like even Hitler was like, "Whoa, that's
hey.
a little big, bro."
Hey, settle down.
Look, Hitler's like, "I'm not even that big into it."
But never get a tattoo.
No tattoo. But yeah, I love that. Back to the song. It was a lot of fun. I would like
Sorry to associate you with racism, Robert Earl Keen. Really
Yeah. We went somewhere completely different. Robert Earl Keen. Yeah, no. I want to further explore some of his other stuff. Trish loved it too.
I'll send you some. I knew she would.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send you some of his songs. Like Corpus Christi Bay is a great song. Front Porch Song. Yeah, there's a lot of great ones. And this one by far is my favorite. Again, Dad showed it to me. By this was just a couple years ago, like maybe 7 or 8 years ago. So by this time I'm songwriting, I'm listening to music actively, and immediately was just taken with this song.
Mm-hmm. No,
So it was just kind of cool to like bookmark it, like, first song that I really did that to, and then the last song I really did it to.
Very enjoyable,
Really,
very cool.
really like good stories and songs.
That was a fun story to listen to.
Yeah.
Very fun. Next.
The road goes on forever, and the party never ends, except for Dennis. He deeply regrets partying.
We need to get Dennis on the show.
Yeah. What's his fucking name? Now I can't. He is only Dennis. His name is Dennis.
Even when we learn his real name, we're still just going to call him Dennis.
Yeah, what's up, Dennis?
Hey, Dennis. He'd be like, "No, my name's Bob." Yeah, Dennis. Have a seat, Dennis. No, my name's Carlos. Yeah, Dennis.
Any guest on the show, we have to call them Dennis.
Today's guest, Dennis. Tomorrow's guest,
Dennis the Menace.
Dennis. Well, you have Dennis the Menace's same last name, so.
His name's Dennis Mitchell?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Dennis Mitchell.
I was born in 1992. So the last song for the week.
Diamond
Life is Killing Me.
Head.
By Type O Negative.
No.
Sorry.
Wrong podcast.
Sorry.
It's Electric by Diamond Head. Off their first album,
You mean their most recent album?
Well, they re-recorded this with their new singer, the one you listened to.
Sorry.
This is off their first record from 1980 called Lightning to the Nations.
Is this the black and white album?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened to this album. I don't remember the song, though.
It's been, and I'm one of those people, I didn't really discover them until Metallica started covering them. Metallica has covered a lot of.
That's when I first heard of them.
Mm-hmm. But they were part, and what all the three of these bands have in common is they're part of the new wave of British heavy metal that came over and started in the mid to late 70s.
I thought they were Portuguese. Thanks for clearing that up.
Portuguese descent. No, they're all
Englishmen.
Diamond Head is a lot of fun. Their earlier stuff with their old singer, they had that same feel to me as, your early Def Leppards and your early Priest and
I didn't know Def Leppard was English. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, they are. And Priest, do you know where Judas Priest is?
I knew Judas Priest was English, yeah.
Judas Priest is actually...
Just because Rob Halford sings with such a heavy accent. He's like, it's in the sky, watching me, watching you. Oh, no, wait, that's the...
You sound like Joe Strummer.
That's the Pain song. Black Knight Satellite. It's been around for 50,000 years.
Well, that guy's German.
Could have fooled me. When you gonna quit? I always win you back with a little bit of trivia. You're like, okay, he's not a total lost cause. I can tell sometimes though you just want to beat me up.
Yeah, most times. So what'd you think?
I loved this song, but it's because it was the new recording. We'll listen to the old recording on the way home, and then I'll show you Corpus Christi Bay. Okay. Or no, Merry Christmas from the Family. I'll show you something. But yeah, no, I really liked the song. It was the most palatable for me in terms of music that I like. I think that if here's the thing though, is if like Victim of Changes followed more of this kind of a format, like a little bit shorter, like more aggressive kind of the whole time, I would like it a little bit more. I do like when songs have mood changes in them. I just don't like when songs have mood changes in them that are kind of stagnant, like Victims of Changes. Because I listen to prog rock, and there's a lot of, I really enjoy, I'm trying to think of a good example, but maybe like Yes's first album, like the song Black Hole Heart of the Sun, that has a lot of changes in mood in it, and it's long, but they're cool changes, and that song just wasn't that cool.
It was just choppy.
And I know that Rob Halford was just learning how to play drums, but
he had just gotten.
I think it could have been a better, song construction.
But yeah,
I really like the song. I'm sorry that I listened to the wrong version.
No, that's fine. I want you to. I'm going to set that free, and I want you to listen to that album. The original 1980 album.
I think I have.
Enjoy it. Because they have songs like, It's Electric, The Prince, Am I Evil? All these songs that Metallica covered. Yeah. You listen to the original, it's like, Sucking My Love. That was one that some bands used to cover live. That let's see, what else is on there that's good?
What's the one that they're doing the 4-pillar metal tour and they all came out and played?
Am I Evil?
Hits? Yeah. That's the one I remember. But yeah, I went and listened to this album because of it. I just don't remember this song.
Well, now you know.
Yeah, I don't remember most of the songs, but I do remember some of the ones you've mentioned.
I was afraid you might have,
I've definitely listened to Diamond Head before, but I couldn't. It's sort of like Black Sabbath. That's like I listened to that song once or twice. Same sort of thing.
Yay! Oh yeah, you said this is your favorite one, right?
Okay. Yeah, awesome. By a wide margin.
Yeah, it's a good song.
The Def Leppard song was good. It was just no photograph. It's such a good song, man. Just because other people like it doesn't mean you have to hate it.
That's my whole life.
Wow.
Me and Dennis, man. That's the one thing we have in
common. Is that why you like me? Because so many people hate me?
I don't like you.
Oh.
And so many people do hate you. They tell me at Moody's, they're like, when you get this guy out of here, why can't you send him back to the wormhole?
I lost that chess match.
Oh, God. It's just a game of chess.
I know,
it's
but
not.
I felt really embarrassed. It was a bad day yesterday. It was really bad.
You should have been embarrassed.
Yeah.
No, just walking around looking like you did.
Got me.
All right, we want to...
It's electric.
Close on anything?
Whoa, of course.
I'm sure we're going to...
Yeah, we got to close on something.
Ooh.
I called Dennis back. No, so I wanted to surprise you. What are you doing Wednesday?
I don't know.
What's that? You're coming to Totally Awesome Bar to watch the first comedy show that I booked?
Of course I am.
Yeah.
Yay.
You and Sammy are gonna come.
Okay.
Sammy's gonna try too. She hasn't looked at her schedule yet, but
Trish might be off that day.
ooh, you want to come and watch me do comedy?
Sure, why not?
I said I wouldn't invite people until I booked my first show, and then I got booked last time I did an open mic. So
Yeah, as long as it's not any later than 7. I'm joking. That was an old man
I think
joke.
it starts at 2:30 in the morning.
Mm.
It's technically on Thursday. No, but thanks, man. I was
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So the guy organizing the show, he
He's obviously deaf.
I'll get you. I'll send you these pictures to put them on. But this is the he says, "Hey man, do you have a headshot that you can provide me for the promo images that I'm putting together at Totally Awkward Comedy Hour next Wednesday?" And then I sent him that, and he says he did the crying laughing emoji. Okay, I was hoping for a stand-up pic, but this will work in a pinch. And I said, I also have this. And just a couple more laughing things. And I said, hot girl summer's in full effect, homie. Because apparently it's hot girl summer.
Yeah,
One of my favorite
a lot of things
one of
like
my
that.
favorite memes recently was a fake headline. And it was a cat like pissing in a litter box, and it was like how to have a hot girl summer even though your litter box is in your bedroom.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been in some of those rooms.
Yeah, I don't get it. Litter box goes in the bathroom.
Yep.
Or I think your house
Or you
is
could be like my asshole neighbors and just have indoor-outdoor cats and just let them shit in my backyard. Fucking every time I see that cat, I let Gypsy go after it. I don't give a fuck.
Well, it's your yard.
Fucking A. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast on my birthday and celebrating with me.
Today's not your birthday.
It might be. Can you definitively say that today is not my birthday?
I can.
When's my birthday?
November?
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Okay.
Huh?
Better friend than I thought.
Yeah. And mine like a steel trap.
Like a broken steel trap.
Yeah.
Shit gets out of there all the time.
Well, fun. I had a good week. I want to touch on this about my week because it's not always about you.
That's not true at all. I know. You can say something 1,000 times, it doesn't make it true.
I was
Fucking Himmler.
my parents came to visit beginning of this week, and it was good to see them. And we had a good old fashioned Southern fish fry. It was fun. It was what?
Good.
I'm sorry, something funny?
Yeah, it's code for butt sex, but
Mr. Comedy stand up. I had to listen to your stupid story. You're gonna listen to mine.
I'm gonna listen to your story.
I know. But anyway, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I learned how to do the proper fish fry. And so this is one little funny story. So I was showing my mom a clip of one of our podcasts.
Oh
Just like just a couple of seconds.
no. Okay.
So I showed it to her.
Not the clip where I masturbated, right?
No.
Okay. All right.
We watched probably about 30 seconds of it, and this is my mom. I'm not being ugly to her. The one thing, okay, we're watching it, and the only thing
what was the clip?
it was just us sitting here. I don't even think she was
okay.
listening.
Oh.
The only thing that she even noticed and spoke about was those women aren't wearing any clothes.
Also, they're not real.
Like, your son is sitting right at the table talking. Those women aren't wearing any clothes.
I see butt cheeks.
I'm like, it's okay. It's just a poster.
Yeah. That's drawn, right? That's not a photo.
That's a photo.
Is it really? No.
Yeah, that's a photo.
No.
It is.
All right.
Let's not look at the camera. Let's look at. They're not wearing any clothes. Like, great. That's all you're gonna get out of this podcast is a Pink Floyd poster from.
Do you think that one's black or they painted her black?
It's hard to tell. I think that would be what a waste to get a white girl and paint her all black when you could have just gotten a girl with like darker skin.
Yeah. The wall, that was an easy one. That was like, all right, just paint some lines on that bitch's back.
Yeah. And her, they should just set her on fire. Did you notice that it's, with the fire. She's the redhead.
Yeah, fire crotch.
No, but it's like the fire match.
Yeah.
She's okay.
The black one's Dark Side of the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
And the fat one's the Adam Hart mother.
She's not fat.
I know, but the cow is. Rule 3 for comedy. Thank you.
You need to read rule 1, which is be funny. Of course, if I had to either listen to you do comedy or listen to you play music,
You're doing both.
I would probably have to
Get your shots. Yeah, good idea.
get my shots.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, comedy gig this week for my birthday.
Yeah.
You-
January.
Yeah. Anything else before we wrap this puppy up and throw it in the lake?
Maybe just that.
Yeah. But good week, fun week.
What you doing after this?
I don't know. I gotta go meet up with my meth dealer. I mean, my preacher.
Nice.
I'm gonna call Dennis back.
Yeah. You go to Moody's?
Sure.
All right.
I need to go home and
Yeah.
we can have this conversation off the
No,
air.
let's do it right now.
Okay. No, I'm gonna go home and feed the chickens, and
Oh, that's feed the geese. Sorry.
I just haven't heard that one in
So
forever.
somebody did that to me, but this is after I discovered masturbation, and they were like, "Yeah, you're feeding the geese." I was like, "Geese eat jizz?" My life is a series of unconnected shit happening.
You know what? Maybe I don't want to go to Moody's with you. I'm going to. No, I don't have.
Talking about sperm hole.
I'm thinking about going to. I don't know. I got nothing.
Buddy, buddy.
I got nothing. I could not believe, and I don't know if I had this conversation before with Moody, and I just didn't remember because maybe I was drunk. Weird.
I doubt that.
But he said something to me the other night about he mentioned the Hummingbird, and I didn't know it's a bar in Macon that's comparable to a cleaner version of the Wormhole.
Okay.
Like it has a stage and everything. And I was like, how does he know about the Hummingbird? And when did I have a conversation with him about the Hummingbird? I don't remember. I don't even know if it's still open. We had a music venue in Macon called Elizabeth Reed's Music Hall, named after the song, the Allman Brothers song in memory of Elizabeth Reed, which Elizabeth Reed is buried in Macon. Her tombstone is in Macon. But anyway, that was the music hall. It had upstairs area, had the stage, and we actually had bands come through that were notable back in the early 90s. I don't know where I'm going with the story, so I'm just going to talk. Just talk me off. Play me off, Charlie.
Fade you out. And then I saw Silverchair, and then I saw The Offspring, and then I saw Ozzy, and then I saw...
and then I went, and I regretted that. Guys, the devil.
You'll regret it in 20 years, I guarantee you.
You're going to be deaf.
Sounded like he was. He wasn't hearing anything I was saying.
No, he wasn't.
I was like, I love
Dennis.
you. He was like,
Dennis.
okay. Okay, bye now.
You know when I edit this together, I'm going to find a picture of an old man.
Yeah,
and
you should do that.
Stick it there, and it'll be Dennis.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just type Dennis in on Google and use the first image.
That's not like Dennis the Menace or Dennis Leary or...
You can use Dennis Leary. Smoke him if you got him. Or whatever his comedy album was.
No Cure for Cancer?
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I think it was Smoke him if you got him. Am I remembering that wrong? Probably not. Anyway.
Well, you never remember anything. Okay, so we're getting out of here now.
Love you, buddy.
I love you. Oh, yeah. There was no ending. Love you. Rock on, guys.
Bye.
Bye.